This video is going to look at multiplying and dividing terms. Now when we're writing an algebraic expression, we need to make sure we put the numbers first, so that's the coefficient in front of the letter. Then we're going to put letters in alphabetical order, and we're going to remember the rules of powers. So by the rules of powers, if we use numbers, 3 squared is the same as writing 3 times 3 as a multiplication. So the converse of that means that if we have 3 times 3, we can write that as 3 squared. And we can apply that to algebra by saying if we've got a times a or x times x, then we're going to get a squared or x squared. Now the first example, we're just simplifying the following, and we've got 10 times p. We don't need multiplication signs in algebra because they get confused with using the letter x, so we can write this as 10p, the number in front of the letter. When we're simplifying the next example, we've got m times 7. It's 7m because we have to put the number first, so the coefficient is 7. It's not m7, that would be incorrect. Simplifying b times b, thinking about what we were saying about the rules of powers, we know that our answer is going to be in terms of b because that's our base, and then we just need to count how many we've got, which is 2, so the answer is b squared. In this example, we want to simplify d times 4 times d. Now we're going to put the number first. We're going to put our base of d, and we've got 2 of them, so it's 4d squared. In this example, we've got a times b times 4. So again, we're going to write the 4 first because we put numbers first, and then ab in alphabetical order without the multiplication signs. Now we could write 4ba because that would also be a correct answer. However, there are lots of incorrect ways of writing this expression. For example, we couldn't write AB4 because that would be wrong. We also couldn't write A4B because that number has to come in front. We couldn't write B4A because it would be incorrect too. And finally, BA4 would be another incorrect answer. So make sure it's 4AB. Now in this example, we want to simplify 5b times 10a. So we've got numbers or coefficients on both of our terms, so we need to multiply them together. So 5 times 10 is going to give us 50, and then we just write the letters in alphabetical order, so it's 50ab. Now 50ba would also be an acceptable answer, but it's better to remember to put things in alphabetical order. You could not get away with writing down AB50 because that would be incorrect because the coefficient's at the end. BA50 would also be incorrect, and sticking the coefficient in the middle of our letters is also incorrect. So remember, the coefficient comes first. In this example, we're simplifying 11m squared times m. Now it's easiest to rewrite this, expanding that m squared. So we know that that will be 11 times m, and then we're multiplying another m at the end. Then we're just going to combine all our m's together. Remember, we're multiplying, not adding. So it's 11m cubed, or to the power of 3, because we've got 3 of the letter m. Do not write m cubed 11. Because the coefficient must come first. Now in this example, we've got a divide, 18p divided by 3p. Now remember, we can write this as a fraction because the fraction line means divide by, so we could write this as 18p over 3p. Now if you've got the same variable or letter on both sides of the divide by sign or on the numerator and denominator, we can cancel them out. So these are single p's, so we can cancel them out. And so our calculation now becomes a straightforward 18 divided by 3 because there is no variable left in our calculation. And that means the answer is 6. In this dividing simplification, we've got k squared divided by k. Now, we've got different powers of k, so we want to rewrite this, expanding that k squared to k times k divided by k. Or again, we could write it as a fraction as k times k over k. And we can cancel out 1k because we've got a k common to both sides of our divide sign, or we've got a k common to the numerator and the denominator. And that means that the final answer is just k. In this example, we want to simplify 60m squared divided by 6m. So let's expand that m squared to 60 times m, and we're going to divide that by 6 times m. So we need to simplify the letters first. So we've got a common m, so we can cancel that out. And then we want to rewrite this as 60m divided by 6. And now we can simplify the numbers as well, because we can do 60 divided by 6 without a remainder, and that gives us 10m as our final answer. The final example, we want to simplify 42cd divided by 6d. We're cancelling the common d, and that leaves us with 42c divided by 6. 42 divided by 6 leaves us with 7, so we're going to cancel that down and get a final simplified answer of 7c.